Okay, guys, so I'm out on an errand by myself here. Last night, I asked my son to do an errand for me. He's like, "You have your vehicle." I'm like, "Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I completely forgot." I'm like, "How did I do that?" Right? Because I'm so used to not having a vehicle that I completely forgot that I could go do something on my own. I almost thought I had to go to church with him today, too, because I'm not used to my vehicle. I just got this last week. So, I think it was last Saturday. Yeah. So I'm on my own doing an errand. My older son doesn't feel good. And then my younger son, he's home right now. So I'm just thinking how important it is that as I'm on YouTube talking to people, how important it is to have other women nurture you. I was in the ladies' room today. I had my hair down and then I put it up because I had a knot I could not get out of my hair. So I just hid it. But she's like, "Oh, I love your skirt." And I'm like, "Thank you so much." And then there was another lady who came in and I'm like, "I love your hair." So just those little comments can really lift you up as a woman. And then I had opportunity to talk about my divorce with a lady, talk about my divorce with someone else, and then I had opportunity to share about the Life Network event I went to. They did have a ministry over there for women who have lost their babies, not to forced abortion, but to miscarriage. And this is a great organization. I'll be talking about it, who helps moms who lost their babies. Not quite the same thing as an abortion. I think if it's forced, it's you can relate a lot to a miscarriage, but still, any child who's lost through abortion or miscarriage is awful. So I did have opportunity to talk about that. Um, and yeah, it's just so important to have other people in your life. And I did get to talk to somebody about I've got a group of boys in the neighborhood I want to get to. They're probably between 12 and 15. There's about five of them. They're not church boys, but I do want to minister to them. So I checked out their junior church ministry, and it was actually one of the boys there who talked to me. And I'm like, what do you do? And they play basketball, they play all kinds of games. And I'm like, do you think these boys would fit in? And they're like, oh yeah, they would fit in, bring them on over. So that's my next agenda, is trying to get some of these boys to go to church. And we want boys to rise up, be leaders in the church. We need the men to help lead the church. What else is going on? Okay, so me and my guy, the guy I talked about who gives me a hard time sometimes, and it's all in fun. We are headed out next weekend, and this goes along with mothering. Take extra time for your kids. So he wants to go see some sites around here, and he's paying for it, so I don't have to worry about it because I'm doing all the driving. So this is my minor, and he wants to go to some places. So we are having a hotel, and we're going to stay somewhere next weekend. And I'm just going to enjoy some extra time with my son. So when your kids want to be with you, that says a lot, right? When they're like, most kids are like, I don't want to be around my mom, or I don't want to be around my dad when they reach like, a certain age. And my guys have always still wanted to be around me, and it's been really healthy. Like there has been some friction a little bit. One of my sons, I went through the, what do you call it? I can't think of the word. I don't want to say hell. I can't think of the word. Basic health with one of my sons. He was really falling and struggling with a lot. And I just saw him today. He doesn't live with me. I saw him, and he's doing good again. And it's good to see him thriving again. And so a lot of mothering is trusting God. Like I was worked up a little bit this week because I went over to their home. He's with some roommates, and they looked like they were going to have, they were having some conflict. And I talked to one of the girls there, and she has a disability, so she can't work now much, but she does work. And I'm like, what are you gonna do if you're homeless? And she's like, oh, I'll just bust my butt. And I'm like, well, maybe you ought to do it now so that you can actually put in your part of the rent and help out, because my son does everything. And I mean, I said it nicely, but I was very firm with her because she just, she just wants someone else to take care of her and she doesn't want to work at all. She just expects to be taken care of. So there is a time, for confrontation, but what I had to do was, after coming up with some ideas for them and stuff and saying, look, you need a budget. I can bring over some food from the pantry, but you guys need to do this and you need to do that. And another guy over there who's leaving, and he's pretty much just leaving them in the, the dark, like, just like, okay, I'm leaving and who cares what happens to you guys, right? So it's important to be able to, be there for your kids with all the up and downs in life, but even more importantly is to trust God. Because this was Tuesday, I had gone to a Bible study and I was worked up before I saw him, because he was like, look, this is what's going on, I cannot take this drama anymore. Roommates will cause a lot of issues, right? If you're not on the same page, the drama of roommates, drugs, everything will leave somebody, flat on their face. People can only take so much and they'll have a mental breakdown. So I was really concerned, and then I went to my Bible study and I had the edge taken off. I had people praying for me, and that is where a lot of strength comes from with the church. And then the time I got home, we had talked things out. I had reached out to people for help and everything had calmed down, and then things went a little sideways again yesterday, and then things had calmed down again. But it's just a matter of trusting God and knowing that, he cares about your kids more than you do. And that is a prayer I will usually pray to God, like, you care more about him than I do. You made him, you love him, you got him. And a lot of life is just letting go, giving it to God, and being like, you got it and I need to let go. So that's kind of what I got for now. Just be around other people. It's so important. You do not want to walk in this world on your own. You want to have other people who can carry you as you help carry the load too.